I try to visit the botanical garden of every city I go to. I feel like botanical gardens provide a perfect blend of recreation and information. The Bucharest Grădina Botanica isn't easy to find, but it's worth the effort. The typeface on the entrance arch makes me think of a tropical resort. Just like Cismigiu, the botanical garden has long, straight avenues. There is also a rose garden, although since it's August, most of the roses are past their first flowering. Roses are my particular favourites. I once created an anthology of 100 rose poems. Anthology, in case you don't know, comes from the ancient Greek meaning flower gathering. I enter the palm house, which is surprisingly cool. One palm has grown so large that it's thrust its head out of the glass ceiling. That would make a nice metaphor. I wind my way through the greenhouses. I particularly like the display of carnivorous plants. They look surprisingly pretty and tidy. I remember a similar display of sundews in Kew, which was speckled with sticky dead flies. In one of my stories, the heroine narrowly escapes being chomped by a giant Venus flytrap. The botanical names of plants often tell tales of early exploration, scientific discovery, and adventure. For example, here is Synadenium grantei, Hook F. Hook F is the standard abbreviation for botanist Joseph Dalton Hooker, not to be confused with plain Hook, who was his father. Hooker was a director of the Royal Botanical Gardens at Kew in London. I've visited Kew Gardens several times. It's one of my favourite places in London, and I've created a fictional Kew in my steampunk series. In the 18th and 19th centuries, when exploration and plant collecting was at its height, many scientists would send plant samples to Kew. Synadenium grantei was one such sample. It was sent to Kew by James Augustus Grant, who was part of an expedition with John Hanning Speke to discover the source of the Nile. Grant fell ill with a fever, but Speke was the first foreigner to make his way all the way to Lake Victoria, which he named in honour of Queen Victoria. The plant now bears Hooker's name, however, because he was the first to publish a description of it in 1867. After the glasshouses, I explore the Japanese island, the woodland, the meadows, and the conifers. As I round a path, I hear 3 rapid plops. 3 terrapins are swimming away from me in a large, clear pool that's fed by a small stream. As I walk on, I find more terrapins of varying sizes, basking on rocks. One of them has even found a spot on top of a large leaf. Further on, there is a garden with little rooms formed of neatly trimmed hedges. Each room has plants that have different uses: textile plants, febrifugal plants, antiseptic plants, and so on. The garden reminds me of the plant maze in Eliada's story, The Snake.